things I think have happened. Number one, which we've spoken of, the rebels, the independents have been the X factor. Number two, I do agree now, if you actually look at it, let's look at the Jat vote and you spread it out and you see there is a counter-polarization on seats where it's happened, but it's a perfect storm with both of them coming in at play. The independents have cut into your vote, and on the other hand, there's been a counter-Jat polarization even on Jat-dominated seats. Look at it, you know, in the heartland, the Jat heartland, the Congress is doing really well. But when it moves towards Mahindargarh, when it moves towards where the Yadavs, Ahirvals, Vishnuis are, in quite a bit there, the BJP is doing well.
Okay, let's go to Pradeep Bhandari and Anshu Lavjit. Pradeep Bhandari is a former pollster now with the BJP. And Anshu Lavjit is Congress spokesperson. Pradeep Bhandari, you should be happy that you're no longer a pollster. Because pollsters are having far tougher time, much easier to be a BJP politician today and say, look, I told you so. Let's be honest, every pollster predicted a Congress victory. The BJP is winning Haryana.
Well, Rajdeep, let us understand to what has happened. What has happened in Haryana, and these trends will stabilize, is historic. Since Haryana elections have started to happen, no party has been able to form the government for third consecutive time. The Bharatiya Janata Party is getting more seats than what it got in 2014. All of this cannot happen because certain independents are fighting at one seat. Congress also had certain independents fighting. Both the parties had individuals who are disgruntled and fighting. It is a pro-development vote because we've got vote from across caste, across class lines. And it's not that one specific region has voted for us. If you look at the map of Haryana, we have got votes from across pan-Haryana. That is point number one. Point number two, look at the seat projection. If you would have projected seats of the Lok Sabha elections where we got 3% vote more than the Congress party, where we had equal seats in the Congress party, even in that scenario, our seat projection for a vis-a-vis assembly was more than the Congress party. So which means that we have gained votes more than what it was in the Lok Sabha elections 2024. This could not happen because just 5 independents are fighting at some constituency, 6 independents are fighting other constituency. This is purely a vote against the Congress party. That is point number two. Point number three. What was the narrative before the election, Rajdeep? A, the women are against us. B, the Dalits are against us. 3, that it's a completely giveaway election to the Congress party. Now, this has been proven that A, despite the wrestlers' protest, everything happening, the people of Haryana believed in our developmental politics. B, we've also got Dalit votes. In fact, we've got more Dalit votes than what we got in 2024, which means that even the lower class is with us. It's not that the Jats have not voted us. The Jats have also voted us. If you study the constituencies where the Jats are in domination, we are not getting wiped out. So even there, our presence is there. This is only possible where the entire state of Haryana believes in getting a government for the third consecutive time. It's not a coincidence or a tukka that we've come for the third consecutive time. It's just not arithmetics which is there. It is also chemistry into picture. And allow me a 10 seconds final conclusion, Rajdeep. This is very important to understand that the BJP has set a trend of pro-incumbency. If you study elections on state level elections where the Bharatiya Janata Party has been in power, we have repeated maximum number of governments. If you remember Madhya Pradesh, if you remember Chhattisgarh elections 2023, the exit polls in Chhattisgarh were also saying that the Bharatiya Janata Party will not come. But the BJP came to power. Whereas you see the Congress Party, since 2011, the Congress Party has not repeated a single government. So it will be good to conclude that the anti-incumbency in governance is the trend with the Congress Party. Pro-incumbency in governance is the trend with the Bharatiya Janata Party. And this is the difference which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has had on the entire culture of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Okay, Anshu Lavjit, after that long statement by Pradeep Bhandari, your response. How do you see today's verdict? Clearly, Haryana is where you had put a lot of your eggs in and you've come unstuck. You've got egg on your face, if I may be allowed to say that. While in Jammu and Kashmir, it's the national conference that has pulled you up. So today, the only two parties celebrating will be Omar Abdullah and the BJP.
We should stop calling this a verdict. I mean, you're talking like there's some sort of fait accompli. You know, there are marginal seats still left, as was brought out by your discussion alone. And I think the election outcome will be decided by these kind of marginal seats. And therefore, we keep telling our election...
I've been hearing this for the last 2 hours. The numbers are now stabilizing, Anshul. You've been an academic. At some stage, you'll have to also start conceding.
We concede. Look, I will concede what I have to. Just, you know, what you've been calling this as hubris and all that, you know, I will interpret every word. We have been telling our election agents, you know, time and again, there are statements that have been said, and therefore even the petition to the Election Commission, be vigilant, be cautious, sit on your seats. because this is a critical juncture in where the elections are counted. And finally, because I've gone through this process, so I know, I've been there, I've been through the rigors of all this. So I be vigilant over there, because finally the numbers will be tallied, and there's a lot of devilish things that happen in that room over when the counting is going on. So it's not over till it's over. It's not a verdict, Rajdeep. So before you call it that, yes, I do say that it should not have come to the marginal seats. We were quietly confident. There was no hubris involved. There's a difference between overconfidence and arrogance and ambition running away with ability and actual confidence about it, because there was no pro-incumbency. It's a misrepresented word. There were Pahalwan agitations. There was Agniveer. There was a dire state of the economy. High levels of
all of that is true, Anshu, Lavjit, then why is the Congress at 35 and the BJP at 49? At some level, you're in denial, your party is in denial, because your first instinct was EC's slowing the updating of the data, that there is something wrong and fishy in the way that things are panning out. You're not willing to accept that the BJP has beaten you fair and square in a straight-on duke.
अरे भाई, अभी तो नतीजा आने दीजिए ना. आप पहले से ही कह रहे हैं ये सब बातें. I'm just saying that we cannot conclude at the moment prematurely. And we are, this has happened. The tardiness of the election commission is nothing new. I've come across it even in the Lok Sabha election, when there were 10 rounds counted and you had two rounds announced. And what this does to the morale of the counting agents is something to be believed and seen. I've been there, I've sat there, I know the kind of pressures that happen over
Pradeep
there.
Bhandari,
These are not just things that are said in studios. You can say many things, but while you're out there, these things make a difference. And
okay, but Pradeep Bhandari, if you look at the Haryana map, it's very clear now, and the picture's emerging very, very clearly. The entire GT Karnal belt, which is where the Congress had hoped to gain, has completely gone saffron again. The Ahirvals belt, the South Haryana belt, which again the Congress was looking to make gains, once again saffron. And what you've done now to add to your 2019 tally is pick up seats in the Jat heartland, pick up seats, on the east of Haryana, where you hadn't earlier. You've consolidated on what you had got, and you've picked up a few strategically with independence, however you might want to play it.
No, so Preeti, I mean, I'm not suggesting if these
this is for Pradeep.
Firm up, yeah, fine. So if these, this is for him? Okay.
Studied, yeah, that question is for me, thank you. Preeti, if again you look at it demography-wise, we've got more women vote than what the Congress party has got. If you again further study it based on income level, you will see that the poorer the person, the more is the vote for the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is a testament of our developmental and welfare politics. That is point number one. Point number two, the Congress party was speaking about, again, this point of seats. If you deeply study the seats which are in close margin, it is not skewed. So it's not that only the BJP is leading on skewed close margin seats, or only the Congress party is leading on skewed close margin seats. It is evenly poised in a 55-45%. This is where this trend, there is less likelihood for the trend to change on the seat share part. Arrogance is not what we were doing. I have done multiple debates with Congress party spokesperson. They were not even giving us 15 seats. There were various political analysts who were not giving us 10 to 15 seats. So they need to now concede and acknowledge that it's a pro-development vote, because this has not happened in Haryana. Till 2009, we did not even had a double-digit seats in Haryana. We were considered to be nobody. It's not a state which was erstwhile with us. So since 2009 to 2024, where now it is our bastion, where we've repeated it 3 consecutive times, which no other chief minister, no other party has done, you need to give credit that it is possible only because of development and welfare. Congress also feel in independence. We also feel it. It cannot be just on mathematics. And also on Jammu and Kashmir, we have got the maximum number of vote share even in Jammu and Kashmir, despite not having a base vote in the valley. So even in Jammu and Kashmir, if you compare two mainstream parties, Congress and the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party has got more votes than the Congress Party, triple the seats than the Congress Party, and we've also bettered our tally of 25, which was our historic best in Jammu and Kashmir. So this election proves, whether it is Jammu and Kashmir or Haryana, people are voting for us for purely developmental criteria. And I'll just end with 15 seconds. If you remember in 2014, when you were analyzing the Lok Sabha elections,